The Auburn Tigers have a big opportunity this weekend. Let's talk about it on this live edition of the Uptempo Podcast. Good evening, Auburn family. Let's go, baby. SEC play starts this weekend. Auburn takes on Arkansas 2:30 Saturday in Jordan-Hare Stadium. Blake, this is how gassed up I am tonight, my guy. You know, I got that Red Bull ready to go. How are you, dude?
Oh man, I'm great. Just another day, man. Getting ready for the Arkansas Razorbacks. SEC football is here. Conference play starting. A big opportunity, like you said, for the Auburn Tigers. It's all there on the table. You know, we flushed the Cal loss. There's a new man in charge at the quarterback position, and we are looking to get off on the right track, man. And you know, you start 1-0 in SEC play. I think you kind of salvage of where this team's headed, right? You know, you lose that game to Cal, you make the change. I think that's what everybody wanted. And Hugh trying to keep this team together. You beat Arkansas. There's a lot of momentum. And then Oklahoma next week coming to town. They've got a tough one this week with Tennessee.
Yeah.
So there's a lot on the table here for the Auburn Tigers this Saturday.
Yeah, this is why I think it's such a big opportunity for us. One, it's kind of a must win. I mean,
Yep.
we knew that we had to at least go 4-1 in those first five. You can still salvage something if you go 3-2, but you don't want to go into Oklahoma 2-2, losing to Cal and Arkansas. If we're going to get to 6-7 wins, you lose to Cal and Arkansas, you're really going to be fighting an uphill battle. So for one, it's just super important for us if we want to have a postseason. But also, I think it's going to be a close game in the fourth quarter. And I'm going to keep saying the same thing I've been saying, it feels like since we've been doing the pod here. Auburn, you're going to be in a close game. It's going to be on ESPN 2:30, okay? Eyes are going to be on it. It's a conference game. It's a game you need to have. The pressure will be there. Hank Brown's first big game. You need to win.
Yep.
Can Auburn make the plays? Can we hold on to the football when that pick six hits us in the gut? Can we catch the wide open pass that will lead us to a 40-yard gain down the field? Can Auburn do it? I think Saturday it's going to be a tight game. Going to be loud in there. I think Auburn fans, we know that we need this one. And that's going to be my big question. We talked about you can only play who you have to play after the Cal loss. So you can only learn so much after New Mexico. But I did take a little bit away from the fact that it was close at halftime after a disappointing loss versus Cal. It could have went another way, and they came out, regrouped, held it down, and outscored New Mexico 28-6 in the second half. I understand that's what they were supposed to do, but previous Auburn teams have kind of folded some in that scenario. So I want to see if this culture is taking the next step. I'm going to find out some more of that Saturday. Also, last time the Razorbacks came into our building, we had to fire our coach the next day, okay? Or they waited till his birthday because it was on Monday. But let you know how Auburn felt about the whole situation. But Arkansas fired our coach, bro. They came in there, waxed us so bad that we had to fire our coach.
Yep.
I would like it if we beat them so bad that maybe the Sam Pittman talk started to really heat back up after this week. Let's see if we can return the favor, man. So before we do that, Blake, and get into this Arkansas game, something happened this weekend that kind of got outshadowed because you had a redshirt freshman start, and obviously a game happens and everyone focuses on the game. But Elijah Melendez became Auburn's 24th commitment. 6'1", 225 pounds. He is a 4-star on On3. He is a 4-star on Rivals, a high 4-star on both of them, a top 100 player on both of them. And then 247, I don't know exactly what happened to them, but they got him as a 3-star and unranked. And I just, they're missing. They're just missing on this one. But Kissimmee, Florida, Blake, is in between Orlando and Tampa. You talk all the time about how Auburn needs to at least get one defender out of that Central to South Florida range every class. Last year it was Kinsley Falson. This year going and getting a guy, Elijah Melendez, who me and you were talking before we hit record, and you said the boy drinks a whole lot of tackling fuel, doesn't he?
Yeah, man. That's the first thing that popped is I have a big thing with tackling, and I want that headhunter mentality.
Mm.
And I think that's what Elijah Melendez brings to the table. A guy that also plays both sides of the ball in high school too. So I think that's a big thing. Very athletic. Man, quick, just a beast, man. When you watch the film, this kid is a go-getter. Like I said, brings the pain when he hits. This is a huge get for Auburn. I brought it up last episode on Sunday. Hugh was in Tiger Walk, and he walked up to Dice, and he said, "Man, Elijah just committed to us." And he kind of looked back. He was like, "Oh yeah," and Hugh said, "We're about to end up with a top 3 class." Hey, I know. I know. Right now, we're wondering what's about to happen with this year, but y'all, Auburn is recruiting and they're getting after it on the trail and they're making things happen in Florida. That is the state where you got to go get dirty. You got to get in there and get them boys from the Sunshine State. And Auburn and Coach Hugh Freeze are doing it. Huge pickup with Elijah Melendez, Dustin.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Go watch his huddle if you haven't.
Yeah.
When he is coming, it's watch him on kickoff return. He's a blocker. He's a wedge blocker.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Y'all remember when Brandon Jacobs killed old boy in 2003 from Vanderbilt? He's got about on the kickoff return. He's got about 10 of those, dude. He's got about 10 of those where he just comes down with a little bit of speed and he just decleats. I mean, he's killing folks out there. And the one thing that really kind of got me about the 247 3-star ranking was where he plays football. Like,
Yeah.
damn, dude, Kissimmee, I've been there a couple of times. They love their Cowboys, and they spell Cowboys with a K. That's the local high school team there, and they're about it, bro. That community is about that high school team. They play big time football. He's gone up against a ton of talented guys. We did the member pod. We'll drop it for you guys later this week. And about 3 highlights in, I plays into the highlight. I stopped it and I said, y'all, just that Florida speed. This is that
Yep.
Florida speed. Okay. It's just
fact.
a little bit different. And I told him on the member pod, I said, this is why Blake always wants to get defenders, get a couple defenders from this class from down in this area, because there's just a little bit something different out there chasing them rabbits in them sugarcane fields. Now, I'll tell you, he's quick, he's agile, and it's the theme. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I say it all the time, fast and physical. It is incredible to me what we're putting together on this defensive class. Every single person that we watch and break down the film on, they love to hit. There's no question that they love to hit and play physical. You know, we got some guys that just got drafted into the league that were cover corners. Okay. We got our corners right now. I know Elijah's linebacker. I'm speaking at this point to the overall attitude of the guys in this class. We got some outside corners that don't make the business decisions. Okay.
100%.
My boy Dante Core will come up and hit your ass, and he ain't scared to do it. And there's nobody that goes the same way for a Donovan Starr and a Blake Woodby. Like, all those guys are physical, some much more than others. But man, this entire class we're putting together on defense, like, look what this dude Jared Smith is doing over there at Thompson to start off his senior year. He's on fire. We're bringing in guys that. And two, on Elijah, before we turn the page here, the fundamentals. There's a lot of times where you can kind of the angle he takes, he gets in front of the guy and dropping his hips, squaring up his shoulder, and wrapping up. He doesn't even a lot of times, especially a guy that's disathletic in high school, can get by off that athleticism. He can run up and just smack a guy. He'll pull him down with one hand, even though he kind of over pursues, stuff like that. Elijah, most of the time, bro, he is in place. And good fundamentals, solid, breaking down, making sure that he's in front of the defender. Kind of looks like a defender guard and a point guard a lot of times when he gets front. He's just not going to let you get past him. So I love what I saw, man. It puts Auburn on, according to 24/7, we're now 4th in the country. And then on Rivals and On 3, it bumped us into the top 5. So top 5 class, man, at that point, you're bringing in as good as talent as anybody. It's all about development. So we keep stacking them. 24 commitments currently in the class, top 5 class. hey, they're going to keep coming. I think that there's going to be some more big time defensive prospects. And listen, Hugh Freeze, the staff, they're going to keep recruiting. You guys know that we're going to keep breaking it down right here on the Up Tempo podcast. We love some recruiting, baby. Before we get into the game this week, I want to holler at the people real quick. Chris said Hugh Freeze said questionable, but Cam was dancing and throwing the football, talking about if Cam Coleman is going to play. Good evening to you, Chris. Always, every episode, Chris shares us out on social media. Be like Chris, man. Retweet and let everybody know that we're out here doing this thing. I think Cam Coleman's going to play. And I think that if last week would have been Arkansas, I think Cam Coleman would have played. Just no sense in getting him out there and risking making that injury any worse versus New Mexico. But look, let's get right into this, Blake. What do I want to see this week from the offensive side of the ball? I wanted to ask you, man, 3 games in, and next Tuesday night, I think we'll probably do like report cards and kind of look at Auburn the first quarter of the season. But as we sit here right now, I think 2 games in, you had to make a quarterback change. Obviously, Blake, last Saturday looked a whole lot different from the first 2 games in terms of run to pass ratio. I say that understanding that Hugh always says, well, it depends on what they give us. That's why I run the RPO. But it definitely seemed like last week the idea was let's get Jarquez going, let's get DeMar going, and work Hank in. So using that as kind of the backdrop, we still got 9 games to go. We're working in a redshirt freshman. We're kicking off conference play, so there's still a whole lot of football left ahead of this team. Moving forward, dude, what do you want to see the identity of this offense become?
I think Auburn needs to run the football and set Hank up in good situations. Get some easy throws. I want to see the screen game more. We just haven't ran it this year.
Right.
It's just not in the identity right now. And I think the best thing for Auburn moving forward is to run the football, lean on your 3 backs that you got, and set Hank up for easy, quick throws to get him comfortable. And then it will open up the playbook. If your run game is successful, you can control the line of scrimmage and get Jarquez going, Damari going, get Cobb out in space. It'll open things up and make life easier for Hank. That's all I want to see, man, is get him comfortable, get him some nice, quick, easy throws, then let him take those shots like you saw last week with KLS down the field, perfectly place ball. I don't care who you're playing, who's in coverage. That's a dime, man. That's a Dilfer dime. Yeah. And the thing with Hank Brown that really stuck out is what Trent Dilfer said about him and his former coach. And he said this guy's nothing's too big for him. The moment will not be too big. He's going to step in there Saturday and be ready. Now, does that mean Auburn wins the football game? Who knows? But is Hank Brown going to shy away from the moment? No, he's not. He's got a gunslinger mentality. He's going to let it fly. There's going to be no more holding on to the football, waiting for guys to get open. Hank's going to let it rip. You look at his release time Saturday. Man, he was getting it out. He was getting it out. All right. He doesn't wait around. He reads defenses. He knows where to go with the football. I was super impressed with him. And, like I said, we could sit there and nitpick things, but we were playing in a tropical storm. And some balls, they could have been to this shoulder, that shoulder, whatever. But for his first start to go out there and look that good, I don't care if it was against New Mexico or whoever. I think your identity is just that. Lean on the run game, set it up for Hank, let it open up, control the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Hugh Freeze said in the SEC media days that the identity of this team is going to be running the football.
Yep.
And then I think he came out week 1 and we slung that thing around a little bit and Hugh's eyes got real big and he said, whoa, I can do this right here. Turns out you can't. Turns out Peyton Thorne cannot do that when the competition raises up a little bit.
You want to know one thing? I told y'all I had a conversation with a player, right? And I said, man, what was the identity going into Cal? And he said, well, you come out week 1 against Alabama A&M and you aired it out all night. And so on that 4th and 2 play, what do you think Peyton's mentality was? Well, I can just air it out to Cam Coleman and he'll go get it. And they thought that they would be able to throw it all over the yard against Cal.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Alabama A&M. It's a little better defense over there with Cal. So we got to get back to the roots of Auburn football, and that is to run the tater and run it effectively, control the line of scrimmage, and yeah, your dad run the ball. That's it, man.
Yeah.
It's set it up, and that'll open up the pass, man.
I'm going to add to this, Pops. Hold on to the ball.
There we
It's
go.
one thing to run the ball, but hold on to the ball, man. That's my main thing this weekend, bro. I quit putting the ball on the ground. We're 3 games in. You fumbled in every game. It feels. Did we fumble week 1? I don't remember. Bryce did. Bryce fumbled.
Yep,
And
Bryce.
we had 2 turnovers, and I believe they were both fumbles. Actually, now that I think
Yep.
about it. So yeah, man. Stop fumbling the football. For the love of God, stop fumbling the freaking ball. I don't want to see 0 returning punts. I just don't. I know that he's the most dynamic when he catches it, but I'm sorry, bro. I don't know if you're going to catch it. You've done put 2 on the ground. I don't have time for it. I'm so over us just putting the ball on the ground. So, run the ball, man. Run the ball. I got to see more 23. I've got to see more Jeremiah Cobb. You talk about the screen game, dude. You got to give it to him. You talked about the how quick Hank got the ball out Saturday. So, and I know Mike G's been talking the last couple of days about it. I got the stat from Mike where Peyton held the ball for 3.1 seconds on average versus Cal, and Hank got it out in 2 seconds. That's a lifetime, guys. And y'all know that. That's an absolute lifetime. Now, does the opponent have something to do with that? Yeah, but a whole second, that tells me something. And we've seen enough. I talked about this the other day. We've seen enough to Hank to kind of know what it is. Like he will get through his progressions. He will get it out quick. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the opportunity that Hank has. But for me, it's about protecting the football, coming out and establishing the run. I watched UAB at times be able to run the ball on Arkansas. Arkansas has kind of been like, they literally are like, they change by the quarter. Every quarter, Arkansas is this different team so far. It's been weird, but I guess Auburn's been a different team every game too. So it's kind of hard to judge. College football is hard to get a grasp on this year. All these teams, man, it's been a wild first 3 weeks. But I think for us, yeah, dude, definitely pound 27, get number 10 involved as well, and find ways to get 23 the ball. And then Mike, speaking of Mike, Mike asked you at the press conference yesterday, what's up with number 11? Every time number 11 touches the ball, big things happen. Watching the film, Blake, he scored. He scored on that play. He did not step out of bounds. So he should have had a touchdown there. And he's just so dynamic. Now, Hugh answered the question by saying, he said, hey, listen, Malcolm is dynamic. He said, but there are times when Malcolm will run a corner route, and the last route he was supposed to run was a corner. And we talk about this a lot, bro. This is what it's going to be like this year. And I know it sucks. I'm just like you guys. I want to see Auburn win every game. I get frustrated in the moment when we don't. But look, the best players on the team are young cats. And Malcolm's not going to be doing that, hopefully by the end of the year. But definitely coming into next year, by the time he's a junior, he'll have the playbook figured out. He'll understand college football. He's played 3 games. He wasn't even here in the spring. So as dynamic as he is with the ball, there's still only certain things that you can trust him to do right now. You can't stick him out there 21-21 ball game Saturday and he runs the wrong route and Hank throws a pick because you weren't where you're supposed to be. Like that's something you can't have. So is he more dynamic than Robert Lewis? Yes. But like Robert Lewis isn't going to run the wrong route in that situation. And that's just kind of where it's at. But yeah, Hugh talked about maybe just having a whole package for him. I might just have a card of Malcolm Simmons plays where we know that he can do this, and let's figure that out. Again, I would encourage you to get a Jeremiah Cobb package as well. Maybe combine their package and figure something out there. But yeah, man. And this is more Perry Thompson too. And I bet like Hugh hasn't spoke on Perry, but I think a lot of that's probably the same thing, is that he wasn't here in the spring. He's been here a total of not even 2 months yet, padded up, learning the playbook. So I think that as the season goes on, you'll see more and more Perry Thompson, but you've just got to find ways to, I know what I have seen he can do so far. He can stretch the field vertically. He can go up and make the plays. Like Perry's ready to do that now because I've seen him do that now. I think every catch he's made has been a big play. He had the drop Saturday night. He tried to turn around and get in the end zone. His eyes got too big before he caught the ball. But let's find ways to get these young guys the ball. And I know I agree with Hugh. I understand what he's talking about with the young guys. That's why I've been kind of saying all summer, all off season, like, hey man, you gotta ask yourself, what do you want out of this? Or are you going to be okay with 6-6, 7-5, and coming away at the end of the year saying, my God, I just got 25 young cats ready to roll, and how will that look next year? Again, I personally think that I would take that, and I'm going to be okay with it. But let's find ways to do what they can do well, and let's get them the ball. So yeah, man, identity on offense. Let's pound the rock. Michael Riley, dude, like we need you now, right? You know, Brandon Fraser's out with a broken foot, so we've kind of heard about his potential over the last couple of years that he's going to be that guy. He's just in a tight end room that's stacked with a bunch of veteran dudes. Luke Deal, you're going to be playing more reps now. I need you to contribute. I'm sorry, dude. Luke Deal cannot be missing blocks the way he's been missing blocks this year. I'm tired of seeing it, bro. I don't like. You're a great guy. You've been at Auburn for 15 years and all that stuff. It's all well and good. You've got to make blocks on the outside that instead of us having a 30-yard run, you miss a block and it ends up being a 2-yard run. I just need everybody, Blake, to kind of step up. And these veteran guys, man, they got to play like veterans. Like, I know that they're 3 stars and stuff like that, and all the young cats, those are the 4 and the 5 stars. I get all that. But as far as the little stuff, man, the techniques, the making the block, like you're a blocking tight end. If Luke Deal's not making the block, then what do we have you out there for? Because you're not going to burn anybody up the seam for a big gain. So I want to see in these next 9 games, man, and let's get it established this weekend, an SEC opponent coming into our house. Let's cut down on the stupid stuff. Let's cut down on the stupid stuff. And if something stupid does happen, let it be from a Malcolm Simmons, man. Let it be from a young guy. Sylvester Smith, you talked about in the press conference about the safeties. Their quarterback started scrambling. The safety loses eye discipline. He wants to come up and help out, and then his guy's beating him over the top. He was talking about Sylvester Smith there. Again, that was his 3rd game of collegiate ball. So, I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is Keontae Scott muffing punts. Luke Deal missing blocks. I'm over that, bro. I'm over all that. And I know it's not going to be perfect, but I need the upperclassmen on this team to step up, clean up some of these mistakes, and be leaders for these young guys, Blake. That's kind of what I'm looking at this weekend, especially on the offensive side of the ball, but it goes over on the defensive side too. I need y'all to step up, man, and let's said it before. There is not a soul that reps the orange and blue that's going to sit back and go, we're running the ball too much. It's never been said.
Nah.
Never been said.
Nah, that's our passion. That's our bread and butter. That's what we hang our hat on over here. Look, I'll tell you something that I really want to see this Saturday is I want to see us capture momentum inside of Jordan-Hare and not give it back.
Come on, man.
I want us – look, we had the perfect opportunity against Cal. We scored the opening drive, and we let them march right down the field. And they did anything they wanted to. They ran it. They threw it. They even run a trick play on us. All right. We got to stop letting opponents come into our house and dominate us. It can't happen. It can't. You got to seize the momentum Saturday. You got to go out, start fast, get that crowd into it. You can feel the electricity, man, when Jordan-Hare starts rocking.
Yeah.
Don't let Arkansas off the hook. Get it going, man. The quarterback, the Taylor Green guy, all right? Make it a hostile environment for him. He had to go to Stillwater and everything. That game was at 11 o'clock in the morning. He really didn't have to deal with that. Early morning game. Get him at 2:30 in Jordan-Hare and make it hostile. I don't want to see us lose the momentum on our field any longer. And you brought it up the last time they were here. They clocked us. So, and then we went to their place last year and clocked them. So, hey, let's keep it going, man. Pittman was on the hot seat. It's kind of, come down a little bit since that Oklahoma State overtime loss. People were like, oh, Arkansas is a different team. Maybe Pittman can win a few games and buy a little more time. Who knows? but don't let the Harley man come in here with the mistress on the back
Uh-oh.
and take over your trap. All right? Don't let it happen.
Hey, and I'm glad you brought up that because one of the big clips that came out of the Arkansas game last year was our team in the locker room singing "Walk in your trap, take over your trap."
Yep.
I'm sure Arkansas has watched that clip this weekend or this week. I'm sure they have. So you got to be prepared to that. Before we get over here and talk about the defense, got some comments that I want to get to. Trent says, you keep bringing up those bad memories, Dustin. You're going to get Blake PTSD, and he's going to flip. Listen, bro, unfortunately, a lot of the memories for Auburn have been bad.
Yeah.
And Jordan-Hare Stadium versus Power 4 opponents, Auburn is 3-7 in their last 10 games. 3-7 at home versus Power 4 opponents. It's got to change. It's got to change. This is just a weekend where you got to start making the change.
Give me hey, if anything, just give me back to a memory of like 2019, first game of the year. I'm in Arlington in Jerry World, and we come back. We're down at half, and we come back and beat Oregon. All right, big time program. Like, give me those memories. Even if we go 9-3, just give me those memories where I can look back and be like, hey, man, that game, that comeback, that 4th-and-1 stop was electric. That is Auburn football. That's what I want. I want those memories, not us getting clocked by Cal and Penn State inside of Jordan-Hare.
Yeah, for sure. Brett brings up a good memory. Here you go, Trent. I'm going to go back to the 56-3 beatdown. I was there with my oldest. That was a fun party. That was a great day. And if you remember, Gus Malzahn was never a run up the score kind of guy. But Arkansas tried to come up into the midfield logo, tried to infiltrate our player circle before the game, talked a little smack, and Gus said, "Well, dadgummit, we gonna beat you, dadgummit," and in the Gus way that only he can. And because I love a mad Gus because he's still not going to say a bad word.
Yeah.
And but so it's funny when Gus gets fired up. I love you, Gus. Big comeback over there versus TCU. Congrats. This was a fun day, Brett, and they asked for it and they got it.
And if you remember those times when we always played Arkansas with Gus as head coach, everybody always brought up, well, when's Malzahn going to Arkansas?
Right.
And so him being from Arkansas, it always made that like a little rivalry. I mean, I don't consider Arkansas an Auburn rival, but it always added that little extra juice to it. So those were fun, man. And Rod had a great call that day with Eli Stove and all that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I miss that guy.
Yeah, rest in
those
peace,
calls.
Chris, I do, Chris. To answer your question, me. Hey, everybody, raise your hand in the chat.
I hate everybody in the SEC.
Woo, right? Talk to me.
Besides Auburn. All right. Everybody. I'm not one of those people. Now, I did get hyped when Vandy beat Virginia Tech. All right. Just because I'm not going to hate on Vandy, man. You know, I mean, academic school, baseball school, you know, all that good stuff. They got some dudes over there. I was hyped. But when it's LSU versus USC, go Trojans. Like, that's just how I am. Like, I'm not one of these people who sits there and they're like, oh, well, they're from the SEC, so I hope they win the Natty. No, I think me and Dustin think the same way here. That doesn't help us in recruiting if we're sitting here like, come on, LSU, win the Natty. You know, like, I don't like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Daniel asked, what if Hank Brown lays a goose egg on Saturday? It'll be his first SEC start, and he lays a goose egg. I mean, it's going to happen at some point. I'm hoping it's at Athens, you know, and you can make more sense of it then, and you can deal with it. We're going to need Hank to at least be solid on Saturday. We can't afford for him to lay a goose egg. I would hate for us to have to, fourth quarter, have to dust off number one and see if he can come find a victory for us. That's not something that I want us to be in. And I don't think he's going to, Daniel. I think he's going to have his ups and downs Saturday, but I don't think that he's going to come out and lay a goose egg. Auburn really can't afford that, honestly. Harsin to Florida. Man, I'm going to be honest with you, Daniel. I don't think Brian Harsin wants to coach anymore. No. I think that all the stuff he talks about being hard, as he liked to say, and all that kind of, I think he's not it. He's a blowhard. He didn't mean any of that. He didn't really work that hard when he was at Auburn. That's why I'm not, I don't feel bad in my attacks, right, of him as far as his football stuff. Not going to go out the person. Some of the stuff that happened to him as a person at Auburn was BS. But as far as just the on the field and all that, bro, like you already know the deal, man. I got no sympathy towards it. The man collected a check for driving us into the ground, and Florida is going to do everything they can to reel in that fish from Oxford. I promise you that. They want Lane, and Lane loves the state of Florida. His dad's a legend in the state of Florida. Let's see what happens with that one.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say is the Lane smoke is heating back up. Is he gonna get a payday? You know, is he gonna make Ole Miss up it even more? What's about to happen there? I think Lane would do wonders at Florida. Just me personally, he's already got that connection down there with recruiting. He spent 2 years at FAU. He's got a pad in Florida. Like, it makes a lot of sense to go down there. And we always talk about that South Florida talent. I mean, it's there for him, man.
Yeah, for sure. B. Will's forehead getting in here says, if we don't throw Jaden Muskrat a touchdown pass this Saturday, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be upset if we do. You got Perry, you got Rivaldo, you got Cam, you got all these big guys. We better not be throwing to Jaden, but hey, if it works, it works. I'll be happy for an Auburn touchdown.
Yeah, just give me 6. I don't care. I don't give a damn who it goes to. I couldn't care less. I don't. I don't care if we put Connor Lew out there at receiver and toss him a fade. I don't care as long as we come down with it and we're in the lead. So.
Yeah. Hey, go put that on the UCF chat, and I bet you Gus Malzahn will figure something out. Gus will figure out a way to throw an offensive tackle the ball down there in the goal line. Let's see. We had an Arkansas guy in here I wanted to get at. Where are you at? Charles O'Kelly says both teams different. Should add chaos and uncertainty from both sides. I love how certain Aubie fans are. Brother, right now, I think Arkansas is going to win the game. So yeah. I'm not that certain. I'm most likely going to pick Arkansas to win this game come Thursday. And like I said, I won't be shy of telling y'all why. I am tired of going against what my head is telling me. It is going to be a close game in the fourth quarter. I will pick Auburn to lose those games until they show me something different. The spread is what, 5.5, Blake?
3.5, I believe.
So they're basically saying it's a toss. They're giving it to Auburn because Auburn's at home, and Auburn doesn't protect home versus Power 4 opponents. And I mean, last year didn't even protect home versus a Group of 5 team. So I would actually feel better about this game if it was on the road, personally. So yeah, I'm not confident at all right now. I'm going to pick Arkansas to win the game, and I'm not going to pick Auburn to win any games for a while. Most likely, they got to show me that they're ready. They're ready to step up and do something different, bro. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think Auburn's going to make the mistakes and not win the game. And until they show me they're over that, then I will say okay. But I'm going to be wrong until they prove me wrong on that. So,
yeah, and Charles, I'm always going to be confident in my Auburn Tigers. Sometimes I might be a little too confident, but I'm damn sure going to be confident against somebody like Arkansas. All right. And yeah, I'm with you, Dustin. Right now, I got Arkansas winning the football game, but I ain't about to sit here and let you come in the chat and take over our chat. All right. Nah, I'm messing with you, man. Appreciate the comment, and it's nothing but love, man.
He says he just likes college football, just hating on Auburn. Honestly, I root for you guys. And the whole world does, bro. Let me tell you the life of an Auburn fan, Charles. Come about Wednesday of the Iron Bowl, we all start getting text messages from the fans of other teams that are our friends saying, boy, you think y'all can do it Saturday? I really need y'all to pull it out, man. Can y'all please be? I have to turn my phone off at the Iron Bowl because everybody that I haven't talked to in forever is texting me like I'm the coach. Oh, come on, dude. Come on, Dustin. Y'all got it. Like, no, so I feel you, Charles. We're the last line of defense, bro. We're the final game. We're the last line of defense a lot of times. Yeah, we feel the pressure, buddy.
That's a fact.
We feel the pressure. James says, fellas, does Malcolm really need to know the playbook when every time he's around the ball, something special happens? By midseason, 3 of the Freeze 4 will dominate, just my opinion. Yeah, I mean, he does got to know the playbook as far as, like, there's only so many things that you can do with him if he doesn't know the playbook. So it just kind of shrinks down what plays you can put him in. Again, you can't afford to put him out there. He runs the wrong route, and it leads to a turnover. So, yeah, he does need to know the playbook. Now, as far as, like, you're not able to – him only getting 1 touch a game, that's where – and I think Hugh addressed that, and Hugh acknowledged that he's got to come up with ways to get Malcolm the ball more. But, look, all these guys – I mean, Cam Coleman, He's got so much growing and learning. He's nowhere near
Mhm.
the player that he's going to be in a year or two. So, yeah, they just got a lot of learning to do. And I'm going to say this for my guy, Bryce Kane, man. This kid has not been playing football a long time. He thought he was going to be a college baseball player like his brother. And then he finds out at the end of his sophomore year, actually, dude, you've got like damn near Olympic level speed. Slot receiver might be the spot for you, buddy. If you can figure the game out, there's some money for you there because you got speed that can't be taught. So be patient with Bryce Kane. I know that the other guys are getting the majority of the attention right now. Bryce is going to be a playmaker at Auburn before his career is done. He just it takes guys a little bit longer. It takes everybody different amounts of time to learn the playbook. And I think that from all four of them, even Cam, there's still a whole lot of room to grow. And Bryce Kane's going to be, they're all four of the Freeze four are going to make plays at some point. So a little bit of patience for my guy, Bryce Kane out there. I know he's kind of getting lost in the shuffle right now. People are forgetting about him. The kid's elite, man. He's got some traits that you can't teach. He's going to make plays for Auburn sooner rather than later. All right, Blake, let's get over here to the defensive side of the ball, man. This is where the questions are kind of starting to arise, especially after last week's performance. And I guess my thing, dude, is like, I don't know how to judge it because like we talked about Sunday, I really feel like Auburn said he's not going to run for 100 yards on us, talking about New Mexico's quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try to contain the pocket. We're not going to bring a whole lot of pressure because you know what happens if you bring a blitz and a mobile quarterback gets out of it. You're chasing them at that point. So
Yep.
I really think that was a strategy. But one thing that I am sick and tired of, and I've seen this a lot this week, Jalen McLeod and K'Ron Crawford are playing too many snaps in coverage. Now, DJ Durkin knows way more about defensive schemes than I do and all that kind of stuff, but I want to see Jalen McLeod getting after the pass rusher or getting after the passer. I don't want to see Jalen McLeod 10, 12 yards down the field, guarding running backs and tight ends and all that. It's not cute. So for me, Blake, what I want to see the identity of this defense become is what I saw from DJ Durkin fronts at Texas A&M. I want to see us getting after the quarterback, and we got to create some more turnovers, man. We've got to find a way to create some more turnovers. Jaron Thompson made a fantastic play to get one. We got to make easier ones than that. Dude, we got to put quarterbacks in positions to where they're throwing it in our linebackers' gut. We've got them so rattled, and we got to get after Taylor Green, man. We really do. Yep. I know that he's a similar style to New Mexico, but I don't think that you can get with New Mexico's quarterback. I don't think you can get away with not having a sack on him. You've got to get pressure on the Arkansas quarterback. And moving forward, I've said that all week. I said it on the War Report postgame show after the game. I've been the one guy that I think I've been cutting the most slack on our defense this week. But also, I still know that some of these things, man, are unacceptable. Guys running wide open and all that stuff. So as for everything I say about young guys and learning and all that kind of stuff, especially on the defense, some of these, like, man, I got to see a little bit more out of Philip Bleedy. I hate to be this way, but I'm just going to do it. It's time to get a young guy, Jason Jones, reps. And he's not getting a whole lot, but we're just waiting, great kid, all that kind of stuff. But it is what it is. I've seen enough. We got to find the guys down there on the defensive line that can get after the quarterback. And I want to see DJ Durkin scheme up some stuff to get after the quarterback. And I just haven't seen it these first three games. The second half, first Cal, you kind of started getting after him. And even the first half, you were kind of on him, and he was just standing in the pocket making some plays. So 3 games in, man, we've seen good second half adjustments, but Hugh in the post game and Tuesday, Hugh was not pleased with the defensive performance, and he's obviously saying this can't be the situation going forward. So I understand what the situation we're in with our defensive backs being young, the growing pains, all that kind of stuff. I want to see some better linebacker play. 12, Mausi, you got to be better than you were Saturday, brother. You got to be, and I know you are because he played better versus Cal and he played better versus Alabama A&M. You got to be better. You just got to be better.
Yep.
Maybe some more Robert Woodyard in run downs and first and second downs. In Arkansas, they're going to go 12 personnel. One thing that Motorcycle Man does is he's going to go 12 personnel, and then he's going to chunk it deep. Hugh Freeze talked about that too this week. He's like, man, they line up in 12 and then run downfield like passing concepts like they were in a spread. That's kind of what makes his his offense so unique. And then when they do run out of that, obviously they're in 12 personnel and they're an advantage there with the amount of guys they have in the box. So for us, man, I got to see more of an emphasis on getting after the quarterback and a little bit more of that Ron Roberts style, creating chaos and getting some turnovers. Not only are we not getting enough turnovers, in my opinion, Blake, but we're not even putting the other team in position to make those mistakes. I got to see the heat turned up a little bit moving forward, man.
Yeah, we got to start putting pressure on the quarterback. It can't just be Keldrick. It can't. Like we got to start. We got to start getting to him. And like I said, I think playing New Mexico right before Arkansas, we see what Taylor Green's like and his mobility and being able to move around in the pocket, take off and run. Playing New Mexico and Dampier was a nice little setup for Auburn. And I think my biggest thing with the defense is the busted coverages right now, tackling in open space. And we have to get home and create negative plays, man. Too many chunk plays happening against this Auburn defense. Too many 3rd and 13s. You know, like we always say, this is a story as old as time, and it's got to improve, and it starts Saturday. I'm tired of being 3rd and 15, and we give up a seam for 18, 19 yards, and it's got to stop. It's got to stop. The busted coverages against New Mexico, that's got to stop. I know we're young, but when you get into SEC play, those are touchdowns. All right. Those aren't 30, 40-yard gains. Those are touchdowns. And this is a different league. This isn't New Mexico any longer. So Taylor Green turns those into back-breaking results. And you got to make him uncomfortable. I think Saturday that you got to get him off his spot, move him around, hit him. You know, I want to see contact on their quarterback. Make him feel uncomfortable. I'll tell y'all this. All right, it's like in basketball when you got Steph Curry. All right, everybody watched the Olympics. I did. All right, he was cooking the last 2 games against Serbia and France. Not one time did Serbia or France run through him. Bro, you foul him hard. All right, you knock a shooter off his spot. Just foul him. It's the same thing with Brady. All right. When Brady drops back, you knock him off his spot. Hit him. Every quarterback on this earth doesn't like contact when they're in the pocket. They don't want contact when they drop back to throw. Maybe Cam, that's the exception. But a lot of guys don't want to feel the heat, man. And it makes them uncomfortable when you get them off their spot. And like I said, it's the same thing with Curry in basketball, man. You foul him and make him feel you. That next shot might be off because he might feel that foul coming. You know, it's just we're not getting pressure, man. Everybody, the 3-man fronts and everything. I don't know. Maybe we just don't have the dudes right now for what Durkin, what he was trying to put in. And maybe he just feels like, maybe I got to be conservative right now because I don't have what I need to run what I want to run. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know. I see in the chat, why wait so long to make adjustments? I was kind of feeling that in the Cal game when I was walking out of the stadium. I was like, man, it got better, but why did it take so long? Why did it take till the 3rd quarter to make an adjustment to stop what Cal was doing? They weren't doing anything special. They were run, play action, dump it out in the flat to the tight end. It wasn't anything special, but it was breaking our back on 3rd and 5, 6, whatever, killing us. So I don't know what we got to do to improve that quicker. I just don't want to see Arkansas come out the first drive of the game, say we score, and then they come out and march it right down our throats and get 7. I just feel like that's a disaster for Auburn if that happens.
Yeah, for sure. Jonathan says, or a penalty and a free first down, talking about what you were saying about giving up these 3rd and longs. Yeah, there was that instant Saturday that stands out where it's like, bro, we were off the field on 3rd and 20 and you give it to them. And that's the stuff that I have got to stop seeing from a Hugh Freeze team. That's the kind of stuff that's been going on since he's been the head coach. And I'm not putting it all on him, but like ultimately, bro, that kind of stuff falls on you. And I'm tired of seeing the stupid stuff like that. We got to start cleaning that stuff up. Young or not, that
Yep.
stuff's got to be cleaned up. I can deal with, again, super realistic expectations here. I've told y'all all year I'm okay with 6-6, depending on how it looks, because I know where the program is at.
Yep.
But some of this stuff, when you start beating yourself, that's when it's like, bro, I'm okay with you not having the depth on D-line, and over 4 quarters, the better teams wear you down, and it just is what it is. Malik Blockton, man, those guys are rare. A guy that can step in day one in the SEC and play meaningful reps on the D-line. And I promise y'all, we're going to look back at Malik Blockton in 2 years and go, whoa, he is a completely different player than he was his freshman year. Like,
Yeah.
he's got so much room to grow, and that he's going to grow. But he's still solid enough and can handle his business enough to be out there. But that's rare. You've got a lot of guys down there, DJ Reed, TJ Lindsey. There's a lot of dudes that are just young. They're young, and this is a league where it's going to take an O lineman. Look, DeAndre Carter is going to be a great player on Auburn for the offensive line.
Yep.
You're not going to really see him, barring injuries, until next year. It's just the way it is in this league on the line of scrimmage. But, Jonathan, to your point, man, I got to see the dumb stuff, the fumbling, the freaking punt returns, and the penalties on 3rd and long when you got to stop. It's got to get cleaned up now, man. I'm tired of seeing it.
I'll tell you, I know the comment section, and we talked about it on Sunday, is the tackling. And I know there was a comment last Sunday saying, well, they don't get to tackle a lot during the week, and, you know, all the new rules with how football is. And look, y'all, you got to be a headhunter. You got to come down and wrap up, make somebody feel you. I'm tired of seeing us go at kneecaps and everybody's like, oh, well, they're worried about a targeting. But no. You watch the Georgia Bulldogs. They bring pain. They are coming to put you in the dirt. They don't care about a targeting call. They are going to make you feel them. Like, that's just, it is taught. That's what Kirby does, man. He is going to bring pain on that defense. And Auburn's got to get back to that mentality that we used to have back in the early 2000s. My dad always tells me in the 80s and 90s, man, Auburn was pain. They would come up and hit you. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the older guys that just, they're not 100% locked in. And you know, I know a lot of DBs now, man, they shy away from contact. It's all just, I don't know, man. The sport's just different nowadays. It's different. And I get the targeting. I saw a targeting call in Alabama and USF, and I was like, hey, man, what are we even doing here? You know? So I get it to that extent, but we're just, too many times we're getting out in open space and we got one-on-ones and we just not even close.
All right.
And it's from veteran guys. And I see Keontae against Cal. He's in a one-on-one, and I'm like, okay, Keontae, go up and lay the boom. No, he got trucked.
Yeah.
And you could hear it in the stadium, and I was like, man, that's not good. Because now they're sitting there saying, hey, these boys at Auburn are soft, bro. They're soft. And when that happened, I was just like, man, this ain't good, because now, I mean, look, man, I love Keontae. I'm thankful for everything that he's done in the recruiting game and while he's been at Auburn. But this is it for you. And it's been bad so far. Go bring it, man. Go knock somebody in the dirt. And it hasn't been there right now. Even Eugene, man. Eugene was on fire last year, and it hasn't been there this year. He's been off. I don't know what's going on, but we got to figure it out, man. We got to bring that pain. We talk about hard work. We got to bring it. And it starts Saturday. I told y'all after the Cal loss, look, Atlanta is still mathematically there. Are we going there? Probably not. But the SEC season is what gets you into the playoffs. Go compete, man. Save your season Saturday. Like, don't start off 0-1 in SEC with a loss to Sam Pittman and the Arkansas Razorbacks, and then you got Oklahoma coming to town. Don't let the first year wonders beat you at home. Like, come on, man. Turn up one time. The fans, Auburn fans are going to bring it.
Yeah.
Auburn fans are going to bring it, so give it back to us one time.
For real, man. For real. Give us back the same energy that we've been giving you guys. I got a whole lot of comments in here that I want to get to, and then we're going to get out of here. Please smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. A lot of you guys are in here every week, and we check the analytics, and you watch us every single week, but you're not subscribed. Doesn't cost a dime, baby. Doesn't cost a dime. Just hit that sub button. It'll make it easier on you. You'll get notifications. You can just search us right there on your subscription feed. You don't have to go and look for us. So just hit that sub button, man. Blake, but if you are interested in helping us out a little bit more, tell the people what they can do.
Hey, you can join us $3.99 a month JV squad. You see it right there. We do offer some videos to the JV squad, and if you want to up it, go over there $5.99 a month to the varsity squad recruiting update videos. We got one coming out hot for you. Dustin does a great job with those. Game day group chat. Boy, that's an everyday thing for us. If you got X, Twitter, whatever they call it nowadays, get with us if you're on that $5.99 a month. And we will add you in there. And, hey, it's not just about Auburn football. It's about life. We're just one big family in there. So, gameplay with you, Dustin, heating up over there on that gaming channel. If you want to play us, I think we're both Xbox users. So, hit us up. We'll play with you. And watch the film. Auburn baseball, basketball, football. We do it all. So, clock in with us. We're growing. We're spitting out that content Friday nights, high school football, all that good stuff. It's rolling over here at the Up Tempo.
Yeah, and absolutely. And Blake's got the Betting with Blake podcast that he's doing every weekend too. So got a little contest going, got a prize at the end of the year for you guys. And if you want to put some real money on it, no pressure if you don't want to, but Blake's giving you some picks to go out there and make you some money over the weekend. So listen, we pump out 3 shows to the public a week. You can sign up for these memberships and you can get 5, 6, sometimes 7 shows a week and lock in with everything that we got going on. So I love all of you that do choose to do this. We appreciate you. It really helps us out, man, more than you know. And yeah, man, this Friday, Blake, because Pops has actually got tickets to the game Saturday. So me and Pops will be going to the game Saturday. I'm excited, man. I haven't been to a game with Pops in a long time. We're going to go up there. So I'm going to stay close to the house Friday night. I'm going to go watch Catholic at Pine Forest. Catholic has 2026 defensive linemen in Trenton Henderson that Auburn is after hard. And I kind of thought after Big Cat, he might commit. If you follow his Twitter, he was definitely very, very pro Auburn after Big Cat, and he has been ever since. So I'm going to go check out Trent Henderson Saturday or Friday night and get a tons of content for you guys. The Elijah Melendez pod dropping for you guys tomorrow. Auburn's newest commitment, watching his highlights, breaking down his film, and put together a little something that we're going to release publicly on Dante Core. We're going to release that later in the week, and you guys that aren't members can see that and kind of see what we do for our members. So listen, whole lot of content coming out, man. We stay pumping it out. And real quick on the gameplay with you, we're done. We're almost at the end of the season, so we have to wait till we sim up and get to our next year. But you can hop in our online dynasty at any time. Guess who was 1-2 in Coach of the Year, baby? Blake and Dustin, 1-2 in the Coach of the Year award. So, hey, man, we might know a little something about this ball, huh?
Hey, I played my final regular season game to go to the American Championship last night, and I won 70-24, but finished the year off 11-1. I think 7-1 in conference or whatever, and going to the conference championship, man. So it's a fun game to play if you're willing to spend some time with us. Get on over there with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of our members are having good seasons. Jazzy over there at Boise State. My guy, Trevor, I beat Trevor in the regular season, but we're now both locked in. Conference USA rematch. We're going to rematch in the Conference USA title game. I'm going to try to bring that championship home to Middle Tennessee. So listen, we got all kind of stuff going on, man. And I have a big announcement that I'm going to get to Thursday for some content that I'm going to be working on for the network. And we'll mention that Thursday. And also, guys, hey, we're going live for our preview shows. 6:30 on Thursday nights. Getting like half of the audience that we have on Tuesday night on the Thursday night preview show. So y'all come back and join us again 6:30 Thursday night. Couple of comments, man, before we get out of here. Let's see. Got y'all. Get down here. Brett says it's going to be a good chess match between Petrino and Durkin. Bet they know a thing or two about each other for sure, man. This is going to be a fun one. I'm hoping that our boy DJ is able to get the best of them. Create turnovers, Blake or Brett. Let's create some freaking turnovers and let's not turn the ball over. And I bet we win a game at home. Charles says, I hope Tennessee smacks Oklahoma. That's one thing we can agree on, Charles. That's one thing that we can agree on. And I picked Tennessee to win the SEC before the season, and I'm standing on that, bro. I think that they will. Devin says, Oklahoma's about to learn their place this weekend. I hope so. I hope that I hope they start off 0-2 in the SEC, Devin. I really, really do. I'm with Pops on this one. Run opposite way from the ball on punts or don't punt anybody back there. Don't put anybody back there to receive it. Wish y'all could have been in our house for that Iron Bowl. Me and my dad stood up and said, don't you put anybody back there. My dad's wife said, y'all are so negative. Drop the punt. Drop the punt. Not negative, just an Auburn fan.
That's
just
it.
An Auburn fan. Daniel says, what do y'all think of Caleb Cunningham visiting Sunday or Saturday? I think that Hugh Freeze does not give up. Relentless. He does not care that man is committed to Alabama. He wants Caleb Cunningham. I think Caleb Cunningham is the best wide receiver prospect in the 2025 class. So, yeah, we're going to go hard after him. And I'll add to this. What do I think about Auburn turning up the heat on Dalen Upshaw? Love it. Yeah. Absolutely love it. Never made sense to me that we didn't have the heat turned up on him. That kid is a running back when he gets the ball in his hands. I mean, he's got good receiver skills, but when Upshaw catches the rock, it becomes dangerous. And I'm talking about, I say he looks like a running back with the ball in his hands because he's literally lowering his shoulder, trucking fools at 5'10". So yeah, I like what Auburn's doing in the receiver room. For that 2025 class, I think you're going to see a couple more guys get in there. As far as Caleb Cunningham goes, we're coming, baby. We're coming. And if we got to up the NIL, we'll do whatever we got to do. I'm not saying I was going to land Caleb Cunningham, but just, Hugh Freeze is going to have one last word in here. Expect Auburn to get back in that thing. Pop says, unleash Joe Phillips. I don't think Joe's ready. I don't think Joe's ready. Some of the stuff I'm hearing is that there's a lot of raw talent there, just not ready to play SEC football yet. Jonathan says, we already got to that one. Jonathan says, needs Zach Etheridge back. Seemed to have some good years in the secondary when he was a coach. Listen, Zach did a great job. He held it down for us over multiple regime changes and stuff like that. I absolutely love Zach Etheridge. There were some reasons why he had to go. But ultimately, Charles Kelly and Wesley McGriff are renowned in the college football world for their coaching ability. They're going to be fine, Jonathan. I know I sound like a broken record. Nehemiah Pritchett got drafted.
Yep.
Jalen Simpson got drafted. DJ James got drafted. So you just got a lot of young guys back there, and you're not getting pressure on the quarterback. So if you're not getting pressure on the quarterback, it's a recipe for disaster when you've got true freshmen playing corner. Kaden Lee should be back this week. We need him desperately, and we needed him to step up and make the big plays when they come his way. And I think he will. So that's all I really got for tonight, Blake. You got anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, one thing is I just wanted to say real quick, number 2 should never be worn again at Auburn University. I just wanted to point that out there, deuce night or not. I don't ever want to hear a conversation be brought up of number 2 being brought out of retirement or whatever. That's just my take on it. That guy is the greatest college football player of all time. He brought Auburn University a national championship, a Crystal Ball BCS national championship trophy, and his statue will be there when we're way gone. And that number should never be brought back out, ever, period. Ever again by anybody. I don't care how special they are. 5-star, 6-star, 7-star, 8-star. I don't care. He means that much to Auburn football, in my opinion. And, when I was reading some of that today on Twitter, I was like, hey, I get it. I get where people are going with it. But my view of it is Cam Newton is that guy. And when these young guys, when they see Cam on Twitter or TikTok or watch his podcast or show, um, he talks about Auburn still to this day. And he talks about what Auburn did for him and his impact that he had at Auburn, and how Gus Malzahn got him to the NFL. I mean, it's just it's a number that I don't think should ever be touched. That was your boy C5. Yeah, man. And hey, I agree. I agree with Kyle and all of his takes and everything. I didn't see his tweet or the episode. I saw somebody AU something on Twitter talking about it, and I was just like, it should never happen because that's the GOAT of college football, and he's our guy. And I just think it would be a slap in the face to see somebody run out and wear number 2 and play quarterback for the Auburn Tigers. Just like I feel like it's disrespectful for Graham Mertz to wear 15 at Florida.
Right.
Pick another number, dog. Like, wear 16, whatever. Like, I just pick another number because that's Tim Tebow. Like, I don't know. That's just how I am about Cam's number, man. He brought us a national championship, and I just feel like it would be disrespectful. I just feel like it'd be disrespectful to have another guy trot out there in 2, man. I couldn't never see it. So
yeah, I absolutely, I agree with 100%. 2, 34, 7, and hell, I mean, yeah, in my opinion, even 24 should be off limits. But we've seen plenty of guys for 24 over the last couple of years. But yeah, man, definitely, I agree with you on that 100%. That man, after 2004, winning a national championship, I never thought it was going to happen. I'm like, bro, they're not even going to let us in the game. And then we get 8-0, 9-0, and all of a sudden the FBI is on campus, and I'm like, oh my God, they're not ever going to let us win this thing, bro. They're not going to let us do it. And Cam brought it home, dude. So yeah, he's forever goated. Real quick, I wanted to, and on the thing, I haven't seen any of this discussion. This is the first I'm hearing of it, but yeah, like, love Charlie. We love Mike, Ike, all these guys. We might not agree with everything they say. That doesn't mean that, that we don't get along with them, and they're great and supportive and all that kind of stuff. This is one I did want to get to before I got here. Robert says, it's bad when Auburn guys pick against Auburn playing a subpar Arkansas team. And some people in the comments were saying that they were disappointed in us. Look, people got mad at me for throwing Cal in the toss column. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to be at the game. I'm going to be decked out in Auburn gear, and I'm going to cheer till I go hoarse. And that's all. That's all I can do as far as getting on. Listen, I can't come on here and predict Auburn to win every game because you're not going to take me serious.
Yep.
Like, you won't take me serious. So right now, and it's a toss-up. I mean, Vegas has it as a toss-up. Vegas has it at 3.5. So if it's at 3.5, they're basically giving Auburn the field goal because they're at home. But as somebody who talks about Auburn 3 to 4 times a week and watches every game 3 or 4 times, I just know the mistakes Auburn makes in close games at home right now. So until I see that change, I can't pick them, bro. And look, I want to be. I don't give a damn about my picks being right or wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But just because I'm an Auburn fan, I'm not going to get up here and blow smoke up your ass because it's what the people want to hear.
Yep.
Like, the couple of times that I do kind of lean towards the boog, predict 8-4 when I'm really when I say 10 times, I think we're 7-5, but I go 8-4 to kind of boog with the fans a little bit, and then it turns out we're a 6-6, 7-5 team. So yeah, bro, Robert, we love Auburn, man. We support Auburn. We do a lot of stuff to promote Auburn. I'm very careful in the way that I talk about. I have half the people that are committed to Auburn right now follow me on Twitter. I'm careful about the stuff I say, but also have to be realistic in order for y'all to take us serious. And then if I start coming on here and predicting Auburn's going to win and all this kind of stuff, then you would know, hey, maybe Dustin's seeing something that's changed his mind. And you will be able to take it serious. So I love my Tigers, man, but I'm not going to get up here just because I'm an Auburn fan and predict Auburn to win. And for the people that were saying they're disappointed that I didn't pick Auburn to win, don't be disappointed in me. Be disappointed in the team that's 3-7 in its last 10 home games versus Power 4 teams. Don't be disappointed in me. And I hope I'm wrong. War Damn Eagle.
Last thing I'll say real quick, Dustin, is to to my man Keith in the comments. Look, I feel the same way about Bo's number as well, and same way with Pat. Like I just think those three numbers are the three that we should never see be worn in our lifetime, ever again. And even after we're gone, I wasn't alive for Bo Jackson, and so all I can go off of is ESPN classics and stories that are told to me, and highlight clips that I see on YouTube and things like that. I know what he did for Auburn football, but in my lifetime and what Cam Newton did for uh, me in Auburn football, like I got to experience us winning a national championship with my dad and hugging my dad, and my dad getting emotional and saying, "We did it, man. Like we did it," and it was right after Alabama had won their natty, the year before, and it was just everything that I look at with my son in there right now. And I posted a clip the other day of him starting to say War Eagle. And and now every time I pick him up from daycare, the first thing he says to me is he throws his little hands around and he goes, War Eagle,
Let's go.
And so that's what it means to me, man. And it's just when I heard it today, it just kind of threw me for a loop because I just think those three are just untouchable, man. They are Auburn football. So
yeah, you won't get any disagreement from me, brother. Charles, Arkansas fan, coming in here being respectful in chat. Appreciate you, big dog. As you know, Charles, the Gumps will come in here and we got to block them because they don't even know how to act right, man. I appreciate you coming in here and being a good sport about it. All right, 6:30 Thursday night, we will come in here, give our official predictions, our official preview show. Maybe the Tigers. Maybe I'll come around and predict Auburn to win. I probably will. Y'all know me. The more the week goes on, I lean a little bit more towards the book, but I don't feel good about it, man. Auburn's got to show me something. Auburn's got to show me something. Close game at home, and hopefully I'm wrong on the close game thing. Hopefully they blow the doors off of Arkansas, and I don't get to learn anything about my close game theory. Yeah. So I hope I'm way off on the way I feel that it's going to go, man. We'll see you guys 6:30 Thursday night. We got some cool content dropping for you guys, for the members and for the public that we're excited about. So be on the lookout for that. 6:30 Thursday night. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. It's War Damn Eagle till they put me in the dirt, baby.
War Damn.